a school gets a bomb threat because of a play date with, people of color, their families. Let's put it up for a mass. Police in Oakland, California had to evacuate one of the city's schools after it received a bomb threat days after the school was the site of a play date for its Black, Brown, Asian American students. 30 students and staff members already on campus were moved to a baseball field next to the school. Those arriving were prohibited from going into the building as OPD officers, deputies, and the Alameda County Sheriff's Office and their K-9 unit searched the premises. So family members of the students and administrators say they received backlash for having the event, period, with members of the predominantly white and affluent community crying, "Reverse racism. We are so offended." Kamala Jackson, a parent of a Black student at the school and a member of the Equity and Inclusion group, received emails based on the event. Quote, "They decided to start emailing us threats, asked if we wanted a race war. It was something mentioned of being locked in chains and released back in the jungle where we belong," she said during an interview with KTVU News. A conservative social media account, Libs of TikTok, made a post about the event. They did this on Monday, August 28th, and called the school racist against white people, end quote. So you see it. A California elementary school reportedly held a race-segregated playdate social for all students except the white kids. A parent blasted the school on social media. "We'll look back and cringe so hard that we tried to beat racism by segregating kids of color from white kids," end quote. The Oakland Unified School District received the threats on that same day and contacted local authorities. When the school received it the next day, Tuesday, August 29th, they also immediately contacted authorities. Oakland Police Captain Lisa Osmus says her department responded to a bomb threat at Chabot Elementary around 7:30 a.m. She said the school received a bomb threat with thinly veiled racist language. As a result, the school was evacuated. Also in California, the Mary L. Stevens Davis Library, that's in Davis, had been hit with a series of bomb threats after it kicked out a group of supporters of the right-wing Moms for Liberty that was meeting there. The library was evacuated Monday morning after receiving a threat filled with anti-LGBTQ slurs. And students at a nearby high school and elementary school sheltered in place after the bomb threat, according to the Sacramento Bee. Investigators said Monday's threat was similar to ones made August 21st and August 25th. So there's this pattern, or MO. And they believe they're related to a heated meeting held at the library on August 20th that involved the anti-LGBTQ group, Moms for Liberty. The group hosted a forum at the library to discuss fair and safe sports for girls. But an official asked the speaker at the event to leave after repeatedly referring to transgender female youth athletes as biological males. It seems likely that these events are related, said Lieutenant Dan Beckwith of Davis Police. They are similar in nature. Let me highlight a few realities that must take place now. Why is this really happening? Now keep in mind, the people who are doing this, they know it's illegal, but they have measured a few things. They have measured the police department's willingness to take things like this seriously, to go all out or not in their investigative prowess. They have measured, they have calculated that if they simply engage in a few, well, let's just say tactics to not be discovered, then law enforcement will not put in the extra effort to find them. That's one calculation. Another calculation is worst case scenario. They are caught. They know that likely they will serve 0 prison time. They will get possibly a fine. And guaranteed probation. Still, they weigh the risk based on what they believe is the reward. But I guarantee you this, start passing laws right now to make actions like this have a mandatory minimum. And that mandatory minimum is leveraged on the first person to violate that law. And hold a press conference like you do with 17-year-old gang members. Hold a press conference. Put the picture up and say, we're going to make an example out of people like this. You know what you will see happen? Less moments where babies are afraid to go to school and school teachers are unable to teach because of the hatred inside of the hearts of individuals who would suggest they love Jesus. Their ideology has always been full of hate. Look at the groups in the 60s, the white bigoted groups in the 60s were hell bent on violence against Black people or dynamics of diversity. Today, same thing. The groups today, hell bent on violence. You have lawmakers, state of Georgia, United States Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, and others who are literally calling for open war, conflict, civil combat. Once again, rooted in an ideology of hate and violence. All right, thoughts, brother?
Well, this account, Libs of TikTok, this isn't their first instance of inspiring death threats against people. This has gone back years, whether it's schools, individual teachers, children's hospitals, pride events. There is a pattern between what this person posts and tries to scaremonger over and threats, militias showing up, people losing their jobs. This is purely a hate account. And this woman behind it, Chaya Rychik, I believe her name is, tried to do it anonymously for a while. And when a reporter realized because of her domain registration, she didn't obscure her identity, realized who was behind this account that was fueling all of these threats, fueling all of this hate and harassment toward random public school teachers. Let's be clear, one of the most thankless jobs in the country. She went out to target and harass and intimidate and ultimately try to get fired many public school teachers because of their gender identity, their orientation, or just trying to create a welcoming space in their classroom. This person, when the reporter found out who it was, as any good reporter does, went to the home that was listed on the domain registration, knocked on the door, tried to get an interview, get more information. For weeks, this woman cried foul, claimed she was the target of harassment as a result. She has no problem inspiring death threats, harassment, emails, calls from lunatics online who follow her. But the moment a reporter peacefully comes to her door, knocks on the door, as any good reporter does, she's worried, she's scared, and she goes into hiding. I mean, it just totally blatant hypocrisy from this person who ultimately knows what they're doing and revels in it.